Let's think back to 1999 when the Leadership Institute actually got started.
There were some things that were happening during that time that were interesting, but they weren't so much fun. And there were changes happening in dental education, significant changes like dental schools closing. And we knew that we needed a robust leadership program to develop leaders for the future so that we could get through these challenges, get on the other side of those challenges and, if you will, conquer them and take dental education to a new place.
The Leadership Institute has been fundamental to creating leaders that have helped us move from where we were in the late 90s to where we are now. If we needed leadership then, we sure need leadership now.
The ADEA Leadership Institute is a program that trains future promising academic leaders in dental education by equipping them with the tools, the skills, and the knowledge necessary to be successful in their home institutions.
Leadership development is an ongoing process. It's not a week-long process, it's not a year-long process, it's ongoing, and it really instilled in me the need to continue to grow and develop as a person, but importantly now to carry that on and to really encourage and mentor others in becoming good leaders.
I put faculty into the program for several reasons. One, to give them the skills in leadership and management, which I think is very important. And number two, to give them opportunities to express themselves in terms of how to work with today's generation of students.
The Institute is so great because it took a lot of vision on ADEA's part to come up with a program like this to really build the future of dental education. And it's also a celebration of all the friendships and all the relationships that have built. I mean, there isn't a meeting that I go to now where there aren't a handful of people that have gone through the Institute, either with me or at some other time that I've built a relationship with.
For some people, many people, they tell me it's a transformative experience because they look at themselves in ways that they haven't before. And that transformative experience of looking at themselves certainly affects the way they interact with others and interact with their institutions.
They tend to get in the room and think, am I really worthy of being here? And I noticed that more as an advisor, and I remember feeling it 10 years ago when I was in the Institute and thinking, wow, what does that person do? What do they do at their school? And how does that measure up to what I do or how I could contribute?
The Institute was really instrumental in terms of my getting a better understanding with regard to what my personality is, what my preferences are in terms of how I approach problems, the kinds of people that I naturally gravitate towards with regard to creating teams, and it gave me a very, very different perspective on how to approach those.
It's uncovered things that I have never imagined of myself before, and I think I use those as strengths to actually build upon and make myself a better leader.
We've developed people through the Institute that I think have really taken a leadership responsibility to make change as advocates for making things better.
I think there's a lot to celebrate about the Leadership Institute in the numbers, just the sheer numbers of dental academicians that have gone through the Institute, and now there's this cadre of graduates that have similar experiences, and not only with their own cohort, but they share those experiences with the many others.
My vision for the Leadership Institute is that there are a network of fellows, a growing network, that are making a real change in dental education, in oral health, and in the health of the public.
More deans, department chairs, associate deans, probably even a few chancellors, VP for health sciences, provost for health sciences. This opportunity is a lifetime for these individuals because they learn how to collaborate.
Currently, so many Leadership Institute alums are in key leadership positions within our community, truly working to make ADEA the voice of dental education.
The advice is very simple. Sign on to it. You cannot go wrong. It's one of the great programs in dental education for young men and women to aspire to their dreams.
The one word that I would use to describe Leadership Institute is empowering.
Gratifying.
Phenomenal.
Enlightening.
Transformative. That would be the word I would use to describe the Leadership Institute.
My one word for the ADEA Leadership Institute, it's people, extraordinary people.
If I was to use one word to describe the ADEA Leadership Institute, it would be enduring.